All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to a late edition of Morning Brew. Wherever you are, whenever you're watching, I do hope it's a good one. And with me today is Cardinal Sin.
Hello there.
Hello, Cardinal Sin. What's going on today?
Well, just got my coffee, got my Morning Brew shirt on, and I'm ready to rumble.
Awesome.
How
So,
about you?
I've had an interesting morning so far.
Yeah.
Not. I wouldn't say the best of mornings, but I've determined that I'm going to try to have a good day,
Oh, good.
or at least fake it. So, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been actually quite busy. Um, Cardinalson and Friends Trivia Smackdown is coming back on Sunday.
Cool.
And this Monday on Masters of the Genre on the Cardinal Sin channel, I'll be hosting Andrew Lehman and Sean Blaney from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. And you can see the Cthulhu poster there behind me. If I can figure out how to go. That's from their first film, and it's a silent movie because The Call of Cthulhu was written back when, talkies hadn't been invented yet.
Right.
And then they did their second film was The Whisperer in Darkness, which is my favorite H.P. Lovecraft story, and they did a great job. They even finished writing the third act because it only had enough for 2 acts, and they finished it very well. It's a very Lovecraft story. It's actually one of my favorite films. So
you got a lot going on there in the background.
yeah, I got some new shelving units, and I needed a place to store all of my new stuff. Unfortunately, my camera is only a 720, or rather, StreamYard is only 720. My camera is 1080.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some Fallout stuff over there, including a Nuka-Cola Quantum, if you're familiar with Fallout. And I have a bust of Data over there, and one of Michael Dorn over there.
Cool.
This is one of my prized possessions.
Wow. It's cool.
Yeah. And there's also, of course, the falling down Klingon. I think this is a D5. Although Bird of Prey would be able to tell us exactly which one.
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe you can even. I don't know. But this was the big bad in the original Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
And I've got Romulan Bird of Prey back there. I picked up some Battlestar Galactica ships from Eagle Moss. They're entirely screen accurate. Have you seen the Ronald D. Moore Battlestar Galactica?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I love the special effects in space where, they're like pulled way out and then they zoom really close in and vice versa.
Yep.
And I have a Cylon Raider. Hey, there's Bird of Prey now. Speak of the devil.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Kapla.
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 Oh,
Good
man.
morning, Bird of Prey.
Good morning, Cap, Cardinal. I've been up since 4 a.m., Captain. I
Wow.
was waiting for this. And
So,
then
which kind of ship is this, Bird of Prey?
appears to
I
be a
think it's
D7.
I thought it was a D5, but I'm not sure.
I mean, from a distance, I'm there. I don't know if I could tell the difference. Are there any things? Ooh,
That's okay.
looks like a D7 if I had to
It
guess.
does look like a D7.
Where's it from? I mean, like you have
it's
a
either
show
from-
or something?
It's either from Sideshow or Eagle Moss. I think it's from Sideshow. I'm just gonna put these over here for now.
I would put on D7, but I wouldn't put a lot of money. I'm not that good.
And then I picked this
Okay,
up.
that's a Dideridax. That's obvious.
I love the contours of this ship.
Yeah.
These are really cool.
I always thought the nose was a little too big or something, but
Yeah,
other than that, I mean, it's a really nice ship for
it is.
probably something they didn't put all that much thought into.
Well, they're supposed to be screen accurate, but you would know. You're the expert.
I'm not. I don't like being called. I'm not an expert. But
On Star Trek, you are.
Well, there are things I know that a lot of people don't, but then there are people who know so much more than me that I there's so much Trek, like Mama Pray. I was so happy, Mama Pray. We watched Strange New Worlds yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to ask her, what did I ask you, Mom?
Did I remember who Spock's wife?
Oh yeah, to Pring. Did she remember to Pring? And she did. She absolutely remembered the episode and everything that happened. And
That was Amok Time, right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And good morning to Mama Pray 5.
You know, that is one thing that you bring that up, and I have no problem with that. Is if it's an alternative timeline. If they're going to lie and say that it's the same timeline as the original series is in, then I call bullshit. Because they should not have seen each other then. They have not seen each other since they were children, according to Amok Time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There.
And that wasn't a child.
It pissed me off. The episode pissed me off with their, they just want. It's kind of like they've decided to go use continuity as a buffet. I'll take a little from here and a little from there, but I don't want all this other stuff that comes with it. So I'm going to ignore it. You don't get to that. You either take it or leave it. All. You don't just pick and choose. If you want to take it, good for you. I mean, take it. If you want to leave it, then that's also fine. Leave it. But you don't get to say, "Oh, I want the chicken vindaloo," but no vindaloo, just chicken with extra spicy flavorings.
Plus, you'd have to be on Red Dwarf for that anyway.
It's just not on the goddamn menu, people. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with Strange New Worlds.
Oh, don't get me started.
I didn't mind it if it were a different continuity.
It was better. I'll grant you, it was better than maybe the other Treks we've seen of late, but it still wasn't good Trek.
No.
It still wasn't good Trek. It just wasn't as bad.
If they were to say it was a remake, I wouldn't have the issues with it. Because it'd be, okay, fine, alternate timeline. Things can happen in different orders, different ways, that's fine. That's no problem. If it's a different timeline. If it's not, there are problems.
The thing that threw me for a loop is they called their alternate timeline the Prime timeline. And I think they did that on purpose so that they could have another alternate timeline. And the whole thing obviously just turned into a mess. But I do have some things to share that I got when I made a donation to the charity for Gary Ambrosia's wife, Bunny Mom. And they have a little charity that's called the Bunny Trail Rabbit Rescue. And if you donate a certain amount of money, Gary will send you some cool stuff. And I actually wanted to start out with this because I think that you guys will know what this is. Either of you?
I'm trying to look.
I'll give you a hint. Yes, 9.
Well, I figured that much, but I couldn't think what it was.
Ferengis love it.
I mean, it looks like latinum, but it's not.
It's a piece of gold pressed platinum, and this is actually from the studio. All the things that I got, things that were either made for the movies and TV shows from which they came, or they were made from molds that were original molds.
It just looked like pretty rough around the edges, whereas usually gold pressed latinum is like regular gold, and that it's pretty, pretty plain. Like that's chiseled, or overly chiseled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't usually.
Nothing's a few times.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Looks good.
Speaking of Star Trek, I picked up one of my Gorn geeky tikis.
Oh my God, the Gorn were another thing from that episode that pissed me off.
Oh, from Strange New Worlds?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't bother to watch it, so this is purely coincidental, but I think that's a pretty cool thing to drink out of.
Oh,
yeah. They didn't show the Gorn.
Right.
I remember in Enterprise when they gave it to Manny Koto, once they knew that it was going to be canceled after the 4th season, they let him basically be the showrunner, and he was a trekker, and he just poured in as much stuff as he could. And in the episode, Through a Mirror Darkly, or the 2-part episode rather, when they find a Constitution class vessel.
The Defiant, yeah.
I don't remember if it's the Enterprise or not.
It's the Defiant.
The Defiant, that's it. Yeah. They torture an alien to find out, who's the one that's creating problems for them aboard the ship, and I think they use like gravity plating, and they make the gravity plating, like 3 or 4 times heavier, so the Gorn is stuck to the floor, but the slave alien is really afraid, and he's like, "It's a Gorn. He's a Gorn."
Okay.
Yeah. Enterprise kind of screwed it up. Not in the fact it was okay that the Gorn were there because it was a different timeline. What was screwed up was that by what we saw, and part of the TOS, part of the canon of the Gorn, was that they are supposed to be slow. They're supposed to physically physically slow.
They messed that
and
up.
Yeah, in Enterprise they actually made it much faster than.
I also picked up a TARDIS tiki, which is kind of cool. And for those of you who are into old comics, you might be able to tell who this is.
That's Garfield.
No, it's not Garfield.
Mm. Is that Odie?
It's MODOK.
Never heard of him.
Oh,
what's he from?
I love MODOK.
What's is MODOK the name of the comic?
Machine only designed.
Is MODOK the name of the comic? Oh, I guess NB Geek.
It's the name of the character. It's like machine only designed for killing or something like that.
Gotcha. From Marvel, says NV.
Yeah, it's a Marvel. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That would explain why. I have no idea.
And I also got, this is from Evil Dead 2. This was cast from the same mold that they made the cover of the book from, the Necronomicon. This is called the stunt cover. And I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead, so I think that's pretty cool. And if you guys have ever seen Creepshow, this is the ashtray that they used in the movie, and it's poured from the mold that they made in the studio. It's not a real ashtray, it's just a prop, but
right.
Having anything from Creepshow is really cool for me because I'm a big fan of Creepshow. But wait, there's more. We got the gold press platinum. Anybody want to take a guess as to what that's from?
I'm gonna guess
Pirate movie.
Pretty close.
Goonies? Is that from Goonies?
Yes. Yes.
Goonies. Oh.
It's a doubloon from the Goonies.
Cool.
This is actually one that was used in the film.
Nice.
And I watched Conan the Barbarian yesterday, just completely by accident, I guess, because I saw it in a bin. And this is the Thulsa Doom medallion that Thulsa Doom wore. It's got the snakes from the Set cult, the cult of Set.
Nice.
And this is a screen accurate replica made from the same mold. And can either of you tell me what this is from?
Oh man, it looks familiar. Terminator?
Yes. This is the photo of Sarah Connor that John Connor gave to Kyle Reese so that he would know what she looks like when he went back.
envious, going crazy.
And
like, oh my God,
the kid at the end of the film like takes her photo and wants money for it. This is really cool. This is, excuse me, a tooth from Ben Gardner's boat from Jaws. And this was actually used in the movie.
If a dentist could file that down and use it to replace.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I got a Wonka bar.
Wonka, never heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got golden tickets.
Oh, man. Somebody's going on the factory tour.
I even have an everlasting gobstopper.
Oh, have you tried it?
No, of course not.
Why not? It's everlasting.
That's true.
Oh. I have been so negligent this morning. I've been ignoring the chat. I am sorry for that.
Well, let's see who we have in the chat today. I've been ignoring the chat myself, but not too much. So
I have been reading the chat, but only to myself.
Right, exactly.
And I forgot.
Reading it to myself doesn't say, hey,
welcome.
Welcome, exactly.
I've got some kind of problem with me.
So let's go back and say, welcome to 47 Yorktown, of course, Cardinal Sin, NB Geek, Mexican Iron Man. What do you mean in honor of Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo is yesterday.
Mike wants my Battlestar Galactica models. Can anyone tell me what movie this is from? Brendan Fraser is in it. It's a scarab beetle.
I don't know. Mummy?
It's from the 1999 version of The Mummy. And this is made from the actual cast that they used to make those practical scarab beetles, although a lot of them were CGI. Now, earlier, you guys were asking about pirates. So, these are coins that were used in Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, and 3.
Cool.
They actually make a jingle sound.
Which is surprising.
Yeah. And what else did I have from... This is... Either of you a Never Ending Story fan? Anybody in the chat? Never Ending Story? This is from the Never Ending Story.
I just happened to get Never Ending Story Blu-ray. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, you'll recognize that when you see it.
I mean, I've seen it years
some of the
ago,
things that I'm really into. I don't watch Ancient Aliens, but I'm aware
Nobody
of.
watches Ancient Aliens.
Oh,
You
Ancient
live
Aliens
Ancient
is like the
Aliens.
History Channel's most popular series. It's been on for like
Oh, I
17
know.
years.
There's an
I
entire
don't watch it.
show, entire channel on Peacock that's just Ancient Aliens,
Yeah. So this is
24/7.
a replica of the Mayan glider that they found, and they scaled it up and they made a model of it, and it actually glided. It was a glider. So the Mayans understood properties of flight somehow. One of my most prized possessions is my Doomcock ring. It could be
There
a
you go.
Doom cock ring.
Ouch. Ouch.
And now I think you guys are going to be able to guess what some of this is from. What movie is this badge from? Let me take it out. It'll be easier to see.
Avengers, something?
Mad Max.
Oh, well, I did not see Mad Max, so
You've never seen Mad Max?
no.
Oh man, you should. It's a really, really good movie.
I've
And
heard
then-
people say it, but
Let's see if either of you or anyone in the chat can tell me what this is or whose it is.
Judge Dredd.
It's a good guess. Captain? You want to hazard a guess? It's a movie you've both seen.
The name is not coming to me.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Okay, that was
This is the badge that they wear on their hat. Again, from the actual movie. And these are really cool. These aren't screen accurate. Well, actually, some of them might be. Here we have Rick Deckard's ID card. And this is his VidPhone card. This says Beetlejuice, the bio-exorcist. I'm not really sure why that's in there, but... And then this is the actual badge that he shows. That's Harrison Ford right there.
Wow. Time
Pretty
has
cool, huh?
changed him.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was a lot younger then, for sure. And coming to the end of my little show and tell, any idea what this is from?
I don't know, but I have a box with that same thing on it that I
Pirates of the Caribbean.
open every morning.
This
Beat
is
up and close.
the Aztec chest style. And then this is another Aztec chest tile.
Ah.
See the skull and the crossbones and everything?
Yep.
And then this one is the third, and it's got lots of minute detail in there. Like I said, these are screen accurate. All of these are either what they used in the movies or they're cast from the same molds.
That's a very cool collection you got there, Cardinal.
Absolutely.
Not.
I'm giddy about it. When I got that box, I was just like a teenager.
Cap, do you have any movie collectibles?
I wish. No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't. I never really got into movie collectibles. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had the money, I would have like a collection of starships, like Thomas, or basically all the Eagle Moss ships. I would do something like that. But in terms of, I don't know, screen use things, I mean, they're certainly cool, but I just know the way, even, when I could walk, besides a single batleth, I never just really had room for things. And anything I did get, I just felt like sooner or later I would end up destroying it. So I didn't want it.
That's why I had to make the shelf back there.
Yeah.
I've got my my TARDIS center console here.
Just be careful.
Yep. And I've got the Fifth Doctor and Adric. Need to face the right way, though.
Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000 says, what's up, Doc? What's up, Looney Tunes?
And of course, my favorite Doctor.
Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman? Oh.
It's the same one that Wesley Crusher likes.
And here is my Fifth Doctor.
Geek Hero Bubba says, my collection is going to consume me someday.
My Sixth Doctor.
I understand.
My Seventh Doctor. Actually, I've got a better one than that. I don't know why I'm leaning over that. Move it. So this is another Sixth Doctor.
Ah.
When, he was more arrogant in the beginning when he tried to kill Perry. And this is another Sylvester McCoy Doctor. And of course, if you're going to collect Doctors, you must also collect Daleks.
Yeah.
And boy, do I have a lot of Daleks. Exterminate. It almost makes you want to go behind the sofa just looking at it. Scary. Ah.
Good morning, Geek Hero Bubba. Good morning, Joker Voice.
And I have companions. I have Ace. And I have Romana. And I also have Romana. And Sarah Jane Smith. For any Whovians out there. These are a lot more detailed than they look like on screen. They're actually pretty good replicas, but they're,
I'm sorry.
That's what you come to expect.
Sarah Jane Smith, that's not one I'm familiar with.
Oh, that was Tom Baker's companion that was left over from John Pertwee. She was John Pertwee's companion, and then when he regenerated into Tom Baker, she was his companion. You're right, Bird of Prey 5. I gotta be careful. These have many points of articulation. I've probably been a Godzilla fan longer than anything else. So that's my Godzilla. I really want the one from Destoroyah, where his fins are all nuclear glowing red. There's actually a Godzilla model out there that has lava, and it's like leaking out over the spines. I guess that's what you call them. This is the one that has the 3 spines. The cool one.
How many spines does the non-cool one have?
Just one down the back. This one has three ridges. Three
Gotcha.
of those. And for the DC Comics fans out there, who would this be?
Ariel, the mermaid. Antiderivative Jill is in the house. Good morning, Antiderivative
Good morning, Jill.
And she says, wow, Cardinal Sin, I didn't know you got so many of the movie props from Bunny Mom's charity. That's pretty cool.
These are, thank you. These aren't from Bunny Mom's charity. I'm just grabbing ones off of my shelf. One. But this is Poison Ivy.
Anyway, Jill said Gary sent her a Latinum bar and a Bajoran insignia badge.
Oh, cool.
Grandma back.
Oh.
One more thing, of course.
I do like my alien. Let's see if I can get this without busting it. That's pretty cool.
Definitely.
And because I'm lazy, I really prefer the ones that just come pre-built and pre-painted, so I don't have to do anything. Oh. And this is the queen. There we go. How'd you like to run into that in a dark alley?
How about no?
Yeah, that's what I think. No. I have more Star Trek ships on the way.
Yeah, cool.
Lots of Star Trek stuff coming pretty soon. I placed an order today. I placed an order yesterday, and I think I placed an order the day before that. So I'll have plenty of stuff for the unboxing.
Oh, that sounds cool. Definitely gonna be worth watching the unboxing.
Yeah, the unboxings lately have been a lot of fun. Good to see so many folks here. We got 16 likes already.
I'm surprised, particularly for going on late.
I think this is a good time. I like 8 o'clock as the start time. 6 o'clock is like, I'm usually asleep. Bird of Prey. You asked the good captain if he had any movie collectibles. You said that you had a Batleth. Any other TV or movie genre fiction collectibles?
He had Legos, but that were stolen from him.
Oh no.
They weren't stolen, sorry. They were, my sister commandeered them to become Charlie's Legos.
Okay, I would put your foot down on that one. There's no way.
Too late, yeah. Too late.
Too late.
I don't really have anything used that I know of on screen from any movie or show.
Did you used to collect anything?
No. I mean, I used to collect things I thought would be collectible and then turned out weren't and was completely useless, like Hess trucks and Monopoly games.
And variant comic book covers.
I never did comic books except for Garfield.
I didn't know there was a Garfield comic.
I mean, it's not like a comic book you get at a comic book store. It's like comic book you'd get at a regular bookstore.
Oh yeah, the books. I love those.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Calvin and Hobbes.
So I mean, anything, like even the the Monopoly board. Like I really won. I think it was, I don't know if it was Christmas or my birthday or both. I asked my parents for the Franklin Mint Edition Monopoly, which
I remember that.
It had gold-plated hotels, silver-plated houses, and really fancy. And I really liked playing Monopoly at the time.
You know what? I actually used to have one of those. I totally forgot about that.
and I had it too, and I eventually put it away somewhere. But I was a kid, a teenager. Wasn't thinking about long-term value, and I think wherever I put it ended up getting wet from a flood at some point.
Yeah.
And then, we didn't open the bag until years later, and it was destroyed.
All
And
water
it had been
damage.
destroyed. Technically, it had been destroyed. What I put in was probably already destroyed. And I was like wondering, I wonder how much it would have cost me had I actually, would it have been worth? Because it cost $500 new. I knew that.
Wow.
Well, guess what? It's still $500, even with all the inflation. Maybe not these last couple of months.
Oh, you mean you can still buy a Franklin?
You
Mint
could still
edition?
buy it on eBay in near immaculate condition for $500.
Wow.
So it literally did not go up $1. In fact, you probably lost money, so-called investing in it, because you should have at least kept up with inflation. Good morning.
I love my Captain Trek shirt.
That's another one you can't get anymore.
Oh, really? It's a collector's item?
Yes.
I like the back even better.
See, that one
a bunch of stuff over.
Being updated. So it's been updated. So
Cardinalson, your camera hit the floor?
Oh, no, I didn't.
We're looking up at you.
Sorry. One moment, please.
at least we know he's wearing pants.
Yeah. Thank God for that. Thank God for that.
Otherwise, it would have been, oops, we lost Cardinal Sin.
Andrew Jill says, yeah, I don't really collect things either, even though I did buy an Orville and a shuttlecraft. I mostly have books. I used to carry a Garrick in purse, but I lost it. Oh, Garrick in my purse, but I lost it.
Oh.
Cap, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Gotta eat breakfast.
Absolutely. And good afternoon, Yitza. How are you? And Eric Sander, since you are off to work, I'll take care of this for you.
Listen to me very carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. While I've got your attention, there are...
Coffee first. Well, this mentor would like another cup of coffee. I'm just gonna have to give up coffee. Want some coffee?
If I'm not mistaken, that's your third cup this morning.
Fourth, and on a day like today, it won't be my last. Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. Commander, set a new course. There's coffee in that nebula.
All right. Let's see here. Now, you're welcome, Eric. Just glad I was able to play that for you.
One thing that's always confused me is when she says there's coffee in that nebula. Cap, do you remember to what she's referring?
Actually, yes. It's a, whatever. But it turned out to be a life form.
Oh, a coffee-based life form.
Well, actually, they were talking about whatever, the energy that they were using, which they could use for any number of things, including coffee.
Of course. She just had to be a contrarian because Jean-Luc Picard, the original, the real Jean-Luc Picard, liked Earl Grey hot.
Yes,
So she had to go the coffee route.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she picked it. I think the writers did. Of course, this is when they still had writers that knew what the hell Star Trek was about.
Yeah, and, you know, one of the things that I remember is that, you know, back in the day in the original series, you had one writer. You know, you didn't have a writer's room. People would write scripts and send them in. And they actually had a policy at TOS, at Paramount, Desilu, I guess. Whatever, Desilu, Paramount, whatever. I've only worked there for 87 years. It's mind-boggling the different shows that they did, you know, Voyager, DS9, TNG, all that stuff, that they told some similar stories. Like, I think in Voyager and Enterprise and TNG, they all had at least one story where they turned into lizards and run off or something like that. But in general, you know, those, even the worst episodes of those shows were coherent enough that if, you know, it made your eyes roll back in your sockets, you know, it was still coherent. And this garbage that they're peddling as Star Trek today isn't even Spock's brain, you know?
No.
It's not even that good. I would watch Spock's brain 100 times before I watched another episode of Picard.
Well, the funny thing is, season 2, unlike season 1, season 1 was horrible.
Granted.
Season 2 is just a bad generic sci-fi with Star Trek label on it. And if you can look past it being quote unquote Star Trek, it's just a bad sci-fi thing.
Yeah, which normally would have been canceled after the first season.
Yeah.
But because it's behind a paywall and it's Paramount Plus's, you know, anchor show or shows, I guess they have 5 or 6 of them now. My God, fucking Alex Kurtzman's got a job for life. All he has to do is chuck out another show every 2 years or whatever. And I mean, literally, what does he ironclad contract.
What does he do? Sit on the toilet, have a bowel movement, say, here's another idea?
I don't think you're far from correct on that, Captain. I think you're quite correct. Antiderivative Jill in the chat says, well, I realized the real story behind that when I went to the convention and she said that she was always tired and had trouble sleeping. Maybe the writers took that reality and gave her coffee. I think Jill's right. Yeah, and especially with Spock telling McCoy what to do.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think. Did any Star Trek have anything like Cybermen from Doctor Who? Not androids. I know that they had androids, but did they ever have any like metal men, you know, like robots in any of the shows? Because, you know, Gene Roddenberry said, other than the Horta, you know, I want all the aliens to be humanoid. I want them to be, you know, 2 arms, 2 legs, head, mm-hmm. and then you can just do whatever wrinkles to the head that you want. I actually was watching Bird's review of Picard episode 10. And it was difficult for me to get through his review because, it's like, it's the same feeling that I have when I'm watching Amber Heard talk in her trial. It's like, I don't care. I just want to turn it off, And I didn't want to turn off Bird of Prey 5's review. It was a good review and it was funny. But it was the content, Picard was just... It just hot
oh my
garbage.
God, I watched that, and I'm going... First of all, I have to totally disagree with Bird. He thought that the inclusion of Wesley Crusher improved the episode.
Wesley Crusher was in it?
Did. Wesley Crusher was in it, yes. The fuck it did improve it. Oh my God. No, they had, unfortunately, deleted scenes where I'm trying to remember which one, the final Star Trek movie.
Nemesis,
yes, where they Wesley was there, and so obviously they didn't, without giving away any spoilers. Yes, Wesley was there. God.
Captain, may I share my link to the return of Cardinalson and Friends Trivia Smackdown?
Absolutely. I think Gap Stargate already did, but yes, go for it.
I'll see if I can paste it into the regular chat. Hey, what do you know? Morning, Keely Chow. What's going on?
Keely Chow.
Let's see. I do have a contest going on.
And no individual traveler was not there. It's even worse.
I have a contest going on to get me past 1,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the prizes is the Blood and Chrome Viper from the new Battlestar Galactica, or the Ronald D. Moore one. 2005 isn't new, I guess. But this one's really cool. This is the one that I showed you earlier. And then another prize. These are Eagle Moss. This is the Viper Mark 7.
Ah.
And that's the modern one.
Yeah.
And I have some 4K Blu-rays that I'm giving away as well. Last Night in Soho, which is a great Edgar Wright movie. Ghostbusters Afterlife in 4K. Have you seen that, Cap?
No, I have not. That's one I'm interested in getting eventually.
And this is awesome. The 4K of An American Werewolf in London.
Cool.
So all you have to do is go to youtube.com/cardinalsin, and there is a video there about how to enter the contest. You have to be subscribed to my channel. You have to make a post on the video comments about what your favorite space spaceship or starship is, and you have to tweet or use whatever social media that you use, tweet out the contest.
Mm-hmm.
And on June 1st, I'll do a live stream and announce the winners.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. It's kind of slow going at the beginning, but I think it's going to gather steam.
Well, let's hope so. Ow. Let's see here. Put this back. Good morning, the lovely Sherry. How are you today?
Hello there, Sherry. Hello there. That's a little a little too William S. Burroughs for Ewan McGregor. Hello there. Hello there. This morning I'm a little creaky. Hello there. Hello there. My back hurts.
Yeah.
I'm back.
You too?
Well, my back a little bit, but no.
Oh.
Mainly my front, but yeah.
I got a bunch of Doctor Who audio adventures, full cast audio adventures.
Cool.
And I am going to be listening to them because I'm writing a fan audio adventure for Doctor Who, or of Doctor Who rather.
Right.
And this one's 4 C's. Dark Eyes is widely regarded as the best, or among the best of the audio adventures. So that's Dark Eyes 2, also 4 CDs, and Dark Eyes 3. And there is a Dark Eyes 4, and I ordered it a long time ago, but it hasn't gotten here yet. I need to look into that.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Chow. Sorry about that. I just see they mentioned that.
This one's kind of cool because it opens this way, and the other disc is over there.
Oh, I remember having ones like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I had
the other
4 CDs.
The other 10
like
are
that.
downstairs. I decided I was going to put new CD cases and covers on them. So I took them all downstairs. I've got a bunch of jewel boxes, and I had them all set up and ready to go. And then I got invited to be here.
Well, you got invited. There were a couple other people that were invited, but I guess they're busy, which is cool. It was a short notice type thing.
Yeah. Good morning, Pops.
Good morning, Pops. How are you today?
Good morning, Pops. James Mason wants to know how you are doing today. Pop says, Cardinal saying, keep sharing your collection. It's always a fun, nostalgic video. The unboxings. You like my unboxings. You really like them.
Of course, there are people that like your unboxing. Fun to watch.
Sometimes my unboxings go really long. Like, Well, I had Gary Ambrosia on one of my unboxings,
Mm-hmm.
and he was geeking out along with me. So that ended up being kind of a long show. I think Andy Masterson came on. It was almost a Cardinal Sin and Friends unboxing.
Oh, those are two that you definitely would be seen on my channel more than likely.
I might send you stuff to unbox.
I'm talking about the people.
Oh,
Gary
no,
Ambrosia and
I don't think that's true. It's 7 o'clock in the morning in California, so.
well, yes, I know. That's why I'm moving it to the later time.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to piss some people off. Oh well, that's life.
Pyramid of Mars Doctor Who set is on the way. Have you seen that episode of Doctor Who, The Pyramids of Mars?
No, I haven't.
It's one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. The bad guy is Sutek, otherwise known as Set in ancient Egyptian mythology, and he's trapped in this little bubble, and he's manipulating, people. I think this takes place around World War I or something like that. But he's manipulating people to try and get him out, and the Doctor has to go deal with him, and it's a really good episode. The guy that plays Sutek has the most incredible voice, and when they did the reboot of Doctor Who, there were 2 episodes. One was called The Satan Pit, and that was basically just this huge demon that the Doctor had to deal with. But the one before that, I think it was The Impossible Planet. It's been a long time. I don't remember. But he was dealing with the intelligent part of the devil or the demon.
I do the same thing. I open stuff off there and just put it away.
Well, I mean, if you know what it is, or you don't know what it is, you have to be careful. You don't want to order underwear and then unbox it. I've done stuff like that before. Once I see what it is, I usually just put it down and unbox something else.
Or you could do like today and just knock your camera over and show that you, in fact, are wearing pants.
Well, I'm wearing my my Hanukkah jammies my sister gave me because they're comfortable and it's
cool.
Morning. I think I have some Bad Religion sweatpants coming soon. That might be one of the things I unbox. So you said that this shirt is no longer available?
That's correct.
Why is that?
There were some problems with it, and since they redid their system, I'm having to remake some of the things.
So this is like a rare limited edition one, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I'll stop wearing it and just put it away.
You have the one that sold. NB Geek has the one mug that sold. So yeah, there are a few things sold that are no longer available.
I've got a mug. And I've got a pint glass.
I think the pint glass you have is still, that's still available. I need to make changes to different things, but that pint glass is still available.
Are you going through Spring?
Yeah, I'm going through Teespring. I wish there was a better service.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It's difficult to make shirts or other merch that's not too expensive and still make any money on it.
Oh, that's the thing. I don't make any money on it. I don't make any money on it.
I priced all my stuff so that it was way down, and I was literally making like 83 cents or something like that.
I make the absolute minimum that they'll allow.
Yeah.
So
and
a lot of times that's
shirts,
like 50 cents maybe.
On my shirts, I put the logo, not the logo, the URL, youtube.com/cardinalsin on the back of all the shirts. So it's like a walking billboard for my channel. And if somebody's wearing a shirt and someone comes up and says, "What the hell is Into the Fringe?" then they can say, "Oh, it's the show on YouTube that one of my favorite YouTubers does," And that's worth, a lot. Word of mouth advertising is the best kind of advertising you can get. And so it's worth not making hardly any money on, your merch to get it out there in the world.
Well, there have been people that I found out have watched my streams and I'm going, huh? Say what?
What do you mean?
Just surprised by it. Like last night.
Be.
Why?
You've been doing this a long time. People are, Captain Trek is a staple on YouTube.
Oh Lord, it's one they're trying to pull.
Your channel is a staple, and Morning Brew is a staple, and a lot of people. I've been in streams. I think maybe when you were on my channel, and when you came on, people greeted you and complimented you and said that you were a great ambassador for Star Trek, and everybody was really happy to see you. I think you're more popular than you know.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I'm gonna have to take your word for it. So, Bird, what do you got?
You were there when that happened, so you know that it happened at least once.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it because I don't recall that there was.
Really?
I don't recall that.
You must have been so stunned.
Exactly. And good morning, Pacific 414. How are you today, Mike?
Good morning, Pacific 414. Top of the morning to you.
Have to, unfortunately, Mexican Iron Man wasn't able to join. I wish I could play that thing back from yesterday where he was talking about doing the lightsaber duel and how
with Paul?
Yeah.
That was funny. I saw him talking about that on Midnight's Edge, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mexican Iron Man is fucking everywhere on YouTube. You can't swing a dead cat on YouTube without running into Mexican Iron Man.
No, you can't.
But that's a good thing, because Mexican Iron Man is good for YouTube. He's good for YouTubers, he's good for YouTube, and he's good for Doomcock. He goes to Disney World, I guess, and I think he went to Disneyland before he moved, and did like a sneak attack report on Galaxy's Edge and how bad it was. And I thought that was great. And I'll tell you what, I love a Doomcock rant as much as the next guy or gal.
Right.
But sometimes Mexican Iron Man just goes off the hook, man. And when he does, it's like, preach, brother. He's fun. He's a fun guy. Thank goodness for Mexican Iron Man, you know?
Pops can't hop in and has a crazy schedule today before driving back to the woods. Well, hope that your day goes well, Pops.
What's in the woods?
Where he lives.
Oh. Well, be careful. Don't be first or last in line. Good morning, D-Bud Martin. Top of the morning to you.
And of course, we love Mexican Iron Man. Good morning, D-Bud Martin.
There's a quote from a monk from Kansas that the Free State Brewing Company, which is the first brewery in Kansas since 1901.
Oh.
They opened in 1989, and their shirts have this quote on the back from this monk that was in Kansas for some reason. I don't know why, but the quote is, "Without beer, things are not as good," or something like that. It's a really basic thing, like things don't go as well, I think is what it is. And you have to remember that, you know, back, even in those days, beer was really important. They carried beer around as a starter to make bread. They made beer before they made bread. And
beer was actually healthier than drinking the water, so yeah.
It's because it was purified first, yeah. Yep. And have you ever had the Belgian beers? Those really tall.
I haven't.
Man, they're like champagne. They're bubbly, and when you take the top off, it pours over like champagne does. I was in Atlanta visiting a friend of mine many years ago, and he took me to this coffee shop called Cafe Diem, like Carpe Diem.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into a bar, after dinner, and he and a couple of his friends bought these huge Magnum bottles of Belgian beer. And that was my first experience with it. And they just kept coming. It was like he was forcing me to get drunk. And I sure didn't mind, because, boy, it was tasty. A lot of beers just don't do it for me. But those Belgian beers, man, I can drink them like water. And I probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't. No, most beers are too hoppy for me. It's just, I don't care for it. And I haven't found a good one that doesn't have a lot of hops to it.
A good one that doesn't have a lot of hops is, for me, Heineken. And if you want to go even kind of less hoppy than Heineken, Rolling Rock is a good kind of a Pilsner. And for the longest time, I'd only buy Heineken in cans, because I think the first time I bought bottles of Heineken, they were spoiled, and it just tasted really skunky. And so I only bought them in cans after that. And then recently I bought some bottles, and they were great. So I think it was just one bad batch.
Yeah.
And that happened to me with something. Oh, Red Stripe, the Jamaican beer. I got a really skunky one of those, and I was like, oh, I hate Red Stripe. And people were like, what? Red Stripe is great. So I tried it again, and yeah, it was pretty good.
And good morning, Ryan Roger S.A. How are you today?
Yes, good morning. One of my new subscribers, I believe, Ryan. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I was going to, just for fun,
if he hasn't made a video about you yet, he will.
No, he did. It was very complimentary.
I was shocked when he made one about me. I put it in the queue and I thought, oh God, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this. Okay, I'll watch it. And I was surprised.
So I have 735 subscribers and you have 740. So even though I said it's not a competition, you're winning if there was one.
How I don't get that. All of a sudden, I mean, you'd been behind me for the longest time, and then you were ahead of me for the longest time, and it's like,
yeah, but by like 2 or 3, you know, we've been pretty neck and neck, but now you're taking off. The like, promised land is within view, Captain.
The funny thing was, when I hit 700, actually when I hit 500, that was really it's like, okay, I had a little bit of fun, you know, with the 600 subscriber thing, and then I made a 700 subscriber. I went to the time to create something because it's like, oh, it's coming up, so I got to make something. So I went ahead and did that, and then it's like, yeah, okay, it's almost 740. Okay, cool.
When I hit 600, I didn't realize it. I was like getting ready to go to bed, and I just decided spontaneously to do a 600 subscriber celebration, and of course YouTube took some away. So at my 700 subscriber celebration, I made sure I had a good buffer, you know.
Yeah.
I had like 716 or something like that.
Well, that's why I didn't do the 700 celebration until I had like 720. So it's like,
yeah,
there's no way YouTube's not going to take that many subs in one night. So it's like, okay, here we go.
One of my friends who I didn't realize was actually paying attention to my channel told me that when he was watching one of my live streams, he saw 20 views just go away during the live stream.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, how does that work? You know, that's just somebody at YouTube screwing with me. And I'm not even that controversial, really. You know, I do pop culture. I do, you know, the paranormal and masters of the genre. And in case anybody's late to the party, I will be hosting Andrew Lehman and Sean Branney from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, who made this rockin' poster. Well, it's actually a movie poster for their silent film. But they're going to be coming on Monday night, and man, I'm so excited. I'm like a giddy schoolgirl, you know. I'm like, wow, because they're so cool. They made a Kickstarter to help Brown University buy a private collection of H.P. Lovecraft's correspondence, and then they raised the price as soon as they got the amount of money. The collector raised the price, and Brown University had to kick in, and S.T. Joshi, who's like a H.P. Lovecraft historian, kicked in some, and they finally raised enough money for the second, price tag, and they got it, and they donated it to Brown University, and they have a podcast called Voluminous, and it's they read letters because H.P. Lovecraft was a very serious correspondent. He wrote letters to a lot of people. He had a lot of friends and a lot of people that he never met. It's kind of like on the internet. You know people, but you never met them in person.
Right.
And somebody did grab him and took him down to Texas to meet Robert E. Howard, the creator of Conan and Solomon Kane and those things. And I think that was the only time that he went and met somebody somewhere else. Usually he just holed up in his house in Providence, Rhode Island, and waited for people to come to him. But the podcast that they do is reading the letters to and from H.P. Lovecraft. And the really weird thing is he wrote correspondence kind of like he wrote his fiction. It's full of purple prose and all kinds of bizarre linguistics, and it's just really not what you'd expect. But there's a famous correspondence between H.P. Lovecraft and August Derleth and who's the other guy? I don't remember. But I mean, there's reams and reams of it. He wrote maybe as much correspondence as he did his stories, and maybe more. I don't know. We'll find out on Monday, because I'm going to ask the guys from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society about it. I think that's going to be a really big show. I'm excited.
That sounds exciting. When is it again?
Monday, 7 to 9 Central. If you can make me big, I'm a lifetime member of the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society.
Cool.
So that might have helped influence their decision. But they make, or at least they sell, I don't know if they make them, but they sell reproductions, documents, passports, all kinds of documents for the Call of Cthulhu, the role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
Stage props, they made the Call of Cthulhu as a silent film, because when it came out there weren't any talkies. And then they made The Whisperer in Darkness, which it still is my favorite H.P. Lovecraft story. It's the only science fiction story that he wrote, with the possible exception of The Color Out of Space. That's more of a science fantasy, but it's actually kind of an early Andromeda strain, if you think about it. But it's a lot scarier. And the movie was great. I had it on both Blu-ray and DVD, and I couldn't find the Blu-ray. I think I lent it out to somebody I shouldn't have, and they never brought it back. So, and of course, there's Harvey. What a wonderful day to push a button. And up there is the prisoner's car, KAR 120. And then over here are my autographs of William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, and Robert Cardo and Ethan Phillips, which you really can't see from here. I collect a lot of autographs. I have David Tennant's autograph. It is in a very special place.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Cap Stargate. I appreciate that.
Cap Stargate is absolutely wonderful at sharing out links.
Yes, that's true. Good mod. One of my mods. What would we do without mods?
Have a lot of more privatized streams.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Let's hear subscriber only. Yeah.
If you think about Doomcock's chats, there's always trolls in there, and they're just nailed, like, you know, faster than I could even get to them.
Well, I like the fact that all the chats are slowed. He is smart enough to keep the stream slowed down so people can't spam the chat.
Right. And it's also a lot easier to participate in his chats when they're slow like that. And you know me, I say hi to just about everybody in the chat. And
I honestly stopped doing that. There's only a couple of channels I do that in anymore. Doomcock's one of them, because it's like I got tired of nobody saying anything back, so it's like, why bother?
Well, I did it not because I had a channel. I said hi to everybody in the chat before I even thought about having a YouTube channel of my own.
Oh, I did that in channels before I even had a YouTube channel. So yeah.
Yeah. And I just did it to be friendly and so people would get to know me and I'd be able to get to know other people and make friends and stuff like that. And it turned out to be, I think, really helpful, not only for my channel, but just for me, because people know who I am just from seeing me in the chat. And that's a good thing.
There's one I still do it on, and that's Color Casino. I'll say hi to people.
I need to get him back on my channel. I had him on for a couple hours, and man, he is a really smart guy. He's a funny guy too.
What's funny is it's like, well, I can come up for an hour. It's like, okay, cool.
He's a busy guy.
I had topics that we were going to talk about, and yeah, he was on for an hour and a half, and we didn't get to a single topic.
Isn't that funny when you over prepare? I do that all the time.
It was just like, what?
I have topics like laid out so that I can steer the conversation, and most of the time I don't use it or need it, but it does serve like a security blanket function, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to be going through these and like, you know, I do the basic setup, and then we'd start going through these, and then we'd be lucky to pull an hour out of this thing because, you know, with all the... But it's like, nope, not a one. Didn't get one even mentioned, and an hour and a half later, he had to leave.
Well, you guys must have been having a good time.
Oh, it was a good time, yeah. And good morning, Eastland Burkholder.
Hello there. The thing I really like about Culture Casino and Valiant Renegade and Loki and those folks is they are on board with the same philosophy that you have and I have and people like PJ from Orville Nation have, that we grow together. A rising tide lifts all boats. And I think it's that community, two things about that community. Our community is a real community of people that care about each other because they've gotten to know each other and chat a lot. And, some people have favorite, friends or just people that they know better.
Yeah.
They get along with. And it's also good for the channel, The more
I hate to
people...
say it, the best thing for my channel was all the lockdowns, because people weren't going anywhere.
Do you know who Walter Bosley is?
Walter Bosley. I know I've heard the name before.
He's on my show Into the Fringe once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes fiction and nonfiction. He's an investigator, and he was in the AFOSI, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, counterterrorism and stuff like that when he was in the Air Force. And then he started writing these books about unsolved murders like 100 years ago and stuff like that. And then it rolled into this, he's got a series called The Empire of the Wheel that has 4 or 5 books, and he's got Secret Missions, and he put out Secret Missions 5 this year. And in October, it'll be 20 years that he's been having his own publishing company, which is called Lost Continent Library. And he publishes other people's books too. Not a lot. It's mostly his books, but the stuff that he's uncovered and connected the dots with is just amazing. He's a really great guest. He's also a geek. He's a Star Trek nerd. He's the guy that turned me on to the Gorn Tiki, because he's got one. And he starts out all of his live streams. His channel is called the Walter Bosley Channel. But every live stream, he just recently beat cancer last year. He was, he had chemo and radiation and all that. But he's completely clear of all that now. But he's still suffering some side effects. Mm-hmm. And he's actually making a short film called Kaleidoscope Grimoire that's it involves Hecate. And that's all I'll say about that. I don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody, but he's a really good filmmaker. It's a short film. I think he said it'll be like 27 minutes or something like that. But you can take short films to film festivals and things like that. And when I was doing some research on the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, I found out that one of their partners is the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival. So I forwarded that information to him, and he was like right on, because the films that he makes are mostly Lovecraftian in their tone. And he does a lot of work with miniatures. He loves to build models, and he designs his own sets and makeup and costumes, and he's just kind of a Renaissance man, really.
And good luck with your second work of the day, Dr. Alex. And yes, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Bird of Prey 5X channel. The X channel is for extra content.
Oh, cool.
And you'll find him on the X channel when he uploads like his Picard review or whatever.
Can you put that into the private chat?
Sure.
Thanks.
Is that real quick?
I don't want to have to type all that in.
Hello, world. I'm back. Sorry, Cat.
How was breakfast?
Breakfast was delicious.
Good.
I thought I said I was back before that, but
while you were away, I mentioned that I saw your live stream review of Picard, and I really liked it a lot.
Oh, thank you. I actually was listening. I was eating breakfast at that point. I did hear that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Captain, are you okay?
Hurting a little, but we'll manage for a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I appreciate the Bird of Prey 5X channel shout out. And the whole point of it is to just, if you go to Bird of Prey 5, thank you. But for anyone else, you can just go to birdofprey5.com, and there's links to both the regular channel and the X channel.
I didn't know you had a website.
Yes, so
you can go to
birdofprey5
for all your Bird of Prey 5 needs.
That's right.
Anything Bird of Prey 5, you can get it on the website.
Wow, cool.
Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Merchandise.
I'm gonna share my screen, Cap, if that's all right with you, because this is a really cool website. Did you make this website?
I did. It's pretty basic.
I think it looks great.
No, thank you.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen now.
Artwork I've compiled, mostly done by other people, and given to me in various forms.
Oh, that's my.
And it always has the most recent video up.
I love that. By the way, I really like your intro with the Bird of Prey 5, the red Bird of Prey 5 that goes here.
Right, yeah.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Make Klingons great again. That's great. Nice website, dude.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Like you, if anybody has that issue, how do I, get to Bird of Prey 5X? You can just go to Bird of Prey 5. There'll be a link to all the chants, all the pages, any other future pages I make, whatever, would go there, and you don't have to worry about different URLs.
I'm theoretically working on my website. It's just very slow going. Extremely slow going.
Mar Krell says Bird of Prey 5. Still no Bird of Prey hug pillows. No, I'm sorry, Mar.
One of my favorite people is here. They're all favorite people.
Dr. Alex. It's Keely Chow. I said kappa to you earlier, but I don't know if it ever went through or not.
Good morning, Maria with you and Telly. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Eastland Burkholder probably already left, but kappa if you didn't.
Kapla, indeed. Today is a good day to die. I think pretty much all days are good days to die if you're Worf. Yeah. Why can't I remember his name? Michael Dorn. Jeez. Memory.
Exactly.
It's the worst.
Michael Dorn, yeah. Bird, when are you going to be on next?
4 p.m. Eastern today. Bed Life.
4 p.m. Eastern. Bed Life. Awesome. And Cardinal Sin, when are you going to be on?
Well, I've got Sunday. We're going to do the return of Cardinal Sin and Friends Trivia Smackdown. So I'll be sending out invitations for that soon, probably after the show.
Awesome.
And then Monday, we have the guys from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. And then Wednesday, there will be Into the Fringe. And I'm going to be on Maria's channel with Cameron Pashaw talking about the paranormal stuff. So
cool.
I think that's at the end of the month, though, like the 27th or something like that. And I will go ahead and pop my channel into the chat if that's okay with you.
Oh, absolutely. You're a moderator. You can put in your channel anytime you wish.
And there's where you can get your Cardinal Sin merch, guildstore.com. Are we wrapping up?
Yeah, I went ahead and took my extra pin pill to be able to start this morning. So, yeah, it's starting to wear off. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up while things are still going well. I do want to thank you, Cardinal Sin and Bird of Prey 5 for joining me. I do want to thank everybody who's been in the chat, everybody who has been here. It's been so nice. Thank you. I know I'm trying to say hi, everybody. Hi, Maria. Hi, Six. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining, and have a good day.